Hey, welcome everyone back to Speedgaming Live. We are again live, this time with the finals of the SMZ3 tournament. We have mm2nescartridge and AceZer0 about to face off in 774 SMZ3. I'm Maniacal. I'm joined by Bressingham here. Bressingham, you want to let people know a little bit about what that mode is, what's going to go on? How
Yeah,
you doing?
so we've got hard logic,
Oh, yeah.
which is Super Metroid only, and we've got fast Ganon, so we don't need to do Ganon's Tower unless you're Maniacal or Ace, who did that in qualifiers. But not to call you out in front of everybody. But yeah, we've got lovely hard logic, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get some suitless Meridia going on.
Yeah, so the hard logic only applies to the Super Metroid side of things. The Link to the Past logic is just
Yeah.
the same NMG randomizer logic to which many folks will be sort of already accustomed. Super Metroid hard logic just can require things like your upper Norfair hell runs,
Yeah.
partial lower Norfair, just a couple room hell runs, some suitless Meridia stuff, you know, mock balls,
Yeah,
just
your mock balls, your gravity jumps,
hmm
your CWJs,
Oh
if
yeah,
you will.
CWJ.
That's
A,
actually a pretty
a classic.
significant change, having Rec Chip open with nothing but Morph Ball.
Yeah, so CWJ is a continuous wall jump. Basically, you maintain your forward momentum while performing a wall jump off of an object in a wall check
Oh yeah.
frame in Super Metroid, and it lets you get across the moat to Wreck Ship. We'll see if it comes up, but it looks like the runners are about ready to kick things off. So good luck to both of our finalists. I'm really looking forward to this. What do you
Yeah,
think
I'm
of this
really
matchup we got here, Bress?
Oh, I'm really excited for this. So we have the 1 seed and the 6 seed here. Ace got first in the qualifier stage, and MM2 placed 6th in that. So, it is just one race, so it's not necessarily a hard indicator of skill. I think these two are very, very evenly matched. Um, Very impressive showing so far in the tournament, so I'm going to be uh, looking for some great gameplay here.
Yeah, we get the immediate map check off of MM2. I didn't see what was going on there, but just a heart piece on Hylia Island. This is a pretty typical opening. So the runners start in Super Metroid, then they're going to go to A Link to the Past just because there's so many items available, particularly in Kakariko Village and some of the early sort of Sphere 1 checks that you don't have in Super Metroid. So Super Metroid right now, there's exactly 2 items they can go get. And it takes quite a while to go get them. And so it's pretty typical. We get a nice tree pull armed here, get some bombs, but MM2 only getting the hearts because he took the hit from the Octorok there, and so he got a tier 2 pull hearts, whereas Ace got the,
Got the
tier 3.
Yeah, so you actually start with tier 3 tree pulls in SMZ3, and if you take a hit, you do get downgraded to tier 2. So it's actually can have a significant effect on the early game here. MM2 might not end up with those early bombs that Ace got.
Yeah, one of the most important things early is getting those early bombs and rupees so that you can go to Kakariko Village and be sure to clear it all out. Just a map in Sanctuary, so that means that in between the back, front, and Dark Cross, there are 6 items available there. With the runners having already gone to Uncle for the 2 items there, we'll see if having that map in Sanctuary draws them back to Castle at any point. Generally, runners have been biasing to be pretty thorough in early Link to the Past stuff, just clearing out their early sphere very thoroughly. You're guaranteed to get one of each ammo pack for Super Metroid in that early sphere, and so you really want to be sure, especially Super Missiles and Power Bombs, that you find those at some point. Tier 1 pull, just small decanters, so we know all 3 of our tiers now.
Yeah, so MM2 not going to get those tier 3 bombs anytime soon, looks
No,
like.
probably not. What is our bush crab? Oh, bush
Ooh,
crab
that's
is
very
reds.
useful.
Yeah,
That's
that,
pretty good.
yeah, we might see MM2 opt into a south to north Kakariko. It depends, right? Because there's the 50-50 bomb bushes and the bomb shop down that way.
Yeah, I like to do that. Ever since I heard you talking about that, I started picking that up. If I'm up here without bombs, I'll just go from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really lose all that much time. There's so many different openers. We saw both pursue a very similar opener thus far.
Hmm.
There will be people who uncle start, don't uncle start. They like getting that early tree pull. Some people try and put off Kakariko. I think they're a little mad, but you know it
I'd agree
happens.
with you on that.
Do you have a particular opening that you like, Bressingham?
So I do pretty much what they did. I check the islands. I do Uncle. I go for the tier 3. Sometimes I'll even try and get tier 2 by up toward Lumberjack as well.
Okay. So here, MM2 doing the well first because it's quicker to come back if he has to come back because of no bombs. And there are no bombs here, so we are going to see Ace, by virtue of having that tier 3 tree pull for those single bombs, be just a little bit faster here through Kakariko. And MM2 is going to have to go down here, probably check back a tavern, see if he can spike bombs there, and then probably buy bombs and head back up. But, you know,
Let's see what's behind this Bumble wall here.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see the skip this early, and definitely wouldn't want to have the skip that early. I know from the qualifier all about leaving the flute until much later.
Yeah, a lot of us learned about that.
But,
So
yeah,
hopefully he gets up back to that flute, because that's a very strong and useful item.
yeah, I mean, that early mobility, especially before you find boots, very, very powerful in SMZ3. But both these runners pretty evenly matched. Wouldn't claim a very strong advantage either way into this match, but so far, you know, the needle's pointing a little Ace's way. Had those early bombs, was able to parlay that into the flute. We see MM2 is going to go get that flute here.
Yeah.
Just going to be thorough and clean it up, but you know, just little things breaking in Ace's way so far. So after Kakariko here, you activate your flute. Where are you going? We'll have to watch here. MM2 may elect to skip the library scout and also race game. That's pretty common if you have to go south to north Kakariko.
Yeah.
He may just be fluting away here after Blind's Hut and activating this flute, but you know, we'll see. There was no weapon here. You know, nothing particularly great. It's going to be easy to come back to do a bottle turn, and if that comes up eventually with that flute.
Yep. I assume that we'll see a flute to the South Shore area, just starting with the dam. It's just so fast with the flute.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, Ace with 10 bombs should be well positioned to take care of mini Moldorms. Did skip Agina pretty early in our semifinals match. So Red Cane was there. The match before that, the other semifinal, MM2 versus Gamachu, the mirror was at Agina. So we'll see if the runners are maybe drawn toward Agina. I know MM2 and Gamma both got the mirror very, very late in their match. I don't think either of them felt particularly good about how that one broke there.
No, not at all.
That was a weird seed, though, and Ace does do the blind race game check, finds Peace Heart. I like blind race game in SMZ3 just because there's so many things that you have so long in this game that you can take advantage of, even sort of convenience items that you might not want to go back for if you scouted them. But here, just a Piece of Heart, not going to take it.
Yeah, and we see Ace go to South Shore here, pretty standard.
Yeah.
One thing about Agina is it is very fast to get back to with the flute. It's kind of annoying because you really want to save and quit going all the way into that cave, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah. And we see MM2 isn't doing a blind race game, but is scouting it, did check library, saw those missiles, won't have those sort of weighing on his mind. And we see both heading to South Shore, Ace grabbing a couple rupees, not going to farm the bush crabs for all of the Zora money. Bombs are going to be the only weapon here for killing these mini Moldorms, so we'll see if they're cooperating. And this first one's being a little bit of a jerk, but gets it. No, so I was going to say they're in the bomb pack, but there are no prize packs in SMZ3, so the first one dropped a single bomb, but we'll see. So if you're looking for prize packs in the same way as A Link to the Past Randomizer has them, in the same way Vanilla A Link to the Past has them, not so much in SMZ3. Your drops are just going to be randomized.
They're just random.
Yep. You get what you get. Oh, Crab coming for MM2, but
Ace taking a ride just to screen over.
Yep. Saves a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Let's see how the mini Moldarms here treat MM2. Oh, MM2 getting a little bullied by this one. Okay, I thought it was going to be truly rude. Does get that same single bomb drop, does get frame ruled there. I think that's an altitude variable issue, but not sure. He does have 2 bombs with which to hit this one. Oh,
we got it at the last second there.
Yeah, did get that single bomb drop, so he had 1 more to try.
Yeah.
And we'll be happy to actually get those bombs as well. We do have our power bombs here. And so, yeah, now has bombs for Ice Rod Cave. I was a little worried he might need to use that last bomb. It's kind of something that weighs on your mind. Looks like Ace got various suit at Ice Rod Cave, I'm guessing. Oh. I didn't even catch it, but it looks like MM2 is going to have the same outcome here. And Ace is up to the mountain. So.
Yep, it's not done Old Man yet. It's maybe a little bit spooky on this health without a sword or anything, but
it's dark in there.
Yeah, kind of scary.
You can use the flute and the stereo audio to tell roughly where you are to navigate the room. But I do like doing these 2 checks first. And actually, Ace is just going to go right into Upper Norfair here. You've got 1 check you can get here in the first thing in high jump boots without morph. Does get supers, and
you do have to be a little quick, kill that Sova, or you get locked in there and put in timeout for a minute.
See, I knew I liked you, Bress. calling it a Sova, the canonical correct name for.
Oh, is that true?
For that little fire gamer there, yeah.
Yeah, fire gamer.
The Sova Nova debate rages on, but we got the scout. Nothing all that important at Croc Escape. And MM2 is giving us the fake flipper here. A little bit of divergence, getting this hobo check.
Yeah, I like this hobo check early. You're not always going to be able to do Waterfall Fairy or Zora early, but hobo, like, it's never really going to get better unless you have Mirror and Dark World access.
Yeah. Also, and this is something I didn't know, apparently, like, that's a canonical, like, Ace habit play. And so it might be a coverage play from MM2, just like, I don't want to lose to Ace going to Hobo early. I was asked post-race if my play to Hobo in my race versus Ace was a coverage play or not because of a known tendency of Aces. I was very unaware of that tendency, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and we have Mirror here at Sahasralla for Ace
in more money.
The closet. Yeah, $300, but Mirror the real prize.
Oh, yeah. And we already know Desert is the green pendant. Thanks to our tracker, Link Force.
Yeah, big ups to Link Force. Not even still here at Speedgaming Live. Still contributing, still tracking.
Yeah.
Link Force will not be stopped.
Yeah. So Ace gonna dip into Eastern. This is just a little bit treacherous in here. The dark rooms, I mean, again, it's dark in there. We don't have a sword to sparkle our way through.
Sparkling is the safest way to get through rooms, is what I've been told. But yeah, MM2 not going to dip Eastern, so if Ace finds something here, there's some potential divergence. MM2 is going to head over here to Agina. I don't think we saw anything on Desert Ledger. I think that was just a red rupee.
Yes.
That's the one thing that we've lost here is Link Force is not going to be keeping me in check by like poking me in the ribs here, sitting beside me and being like, nah, it was a red rupee, because I can't see chat right now, so I'm just very much on an island, just missiles here at Agina, but good to get that one out of the way early.
This is not a very obvious set of items so far.
No.
So we're gonna have to go into these more awkward Sphere Zero locations. Looks like Eastern, possibly Escape, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Flute and Mirror doesn't really get us much to work
Gets us
with.
into Hera.
Yeah, we're getting the full Darkroom experience here from MM2 with the MM2
man.
audio.
Yeah,
he's
he's singing that flute.
Yeah. He's tapping the keyboard. MM2, notorious keyboard player, trying to feel his way through the dark room.
Yeah.
You'll also see people mash their shoulder buttons because you'll hear the beeping of the menuing, and when that breaks and stops when you can't be quick swap menuing, you'll know that you've transitioned to where the old man is. MM2 got through it quite well quickly and snags a bow.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. Ace was up here, didn't do it.
Yeah, that's our first proper weapon. That's a pretty juicy find there for MM2. I don't think that Ace will miss it for that long, but
Ace won't miss it, but is already in Eastern without the bow, so he's gonna regret walking right past that earlier.
Yeah, is going to lose a little bit of time here.
Oh, and M2 with the smart map check. Norfair, I always forget to do the map check here, but I like to check the Meridia one and just blind do Phantoon and Kraid. So he knows that Lower Norfair is a crystal, so that'll help with narrowing down everything later, hopefully.
So, are you a big fan of Super Metroid map checks?
You know, I saw a lot of people just not do them at all. I like to check the Meridia and Ridley just in case. Just in case I have the opportunity to go there before the Dark World map check, I guess.
Yeah, so I think it's like roughly a coin flip to have a pendant somewhere in Super Metroid, but then like only 3% to have two of them. And I'm pretty much always going to do Kraid and Phantoon, and so if one of those breaks as a pendant, like, you kind of, from the Zelda map checks where you get so much more volume of information at one time, here's our Dark World check.
Yeah, I'm trying to stare.
Two Super Metroid bosses I saw at Swamp and Mire.
I saw Thieves and Ice War pendants.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw a blue pendant at Ice, but I wasn't confident in that.
Yeah. So that does mean all our Super Metroid bosses are required, which is, it has a decently large sway.
Yeah.
If those are pendants.
Yeah, and so they're like, we got all that information just from, and here in Hera behind that mirror we have our glove. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty big deal. But,
Ace heading into the castle, just going to use the bombs. And we're locked out of Hera, so I wonder if that glove is going to take us to Zora? Or maybe Back of Escape?
I was going to say, I'm saving quitting right to Back of Escape off of that.
That's what I do.
With, especially with a known map already.
Yes.
But, you know.
M2 going to go ahead and do Crystal Eastern. That's fair.
Yeah. Absolutely. I definitely, I mean, Crystal Eastern, you're going to have to do it at some point. I also would respect staying in logic here, though, just because you know something has to be there to put it together. But, I mean, that something could just be Morph Pedestal, and, like, no one wants to go to Morph Pedestal and end up getting their Morph Ball there and then having to start Super Metroid from an awkward position with 5 power bombs, and it just... You want to knock out more Link to the Past stuff, and this is something you're going to have to definitely do at some point.
Yeah, and your Morph Ball could be in here. Your important progression could just be this Sphere Zero area part of Eastern. You may as well just finish that out of logic boss, too.
Yeah, and it looked like Ace did get the small key in the first chest here, so we are guaranteed 3 items in the Back of Escape, and to be able to pass through Dark Cross. So we'll see if Ace tries to do a very dark mid and back escape out of logic. With no weapon, it's gonna be a little awkward.
It's a little dicey killing that rat in the dark with nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not particularly fun. He's got 2 bombs. I think it would be kind of a lunatic play. I wouldn't fault him for trying to make it through to Dark Cross here. But he's saying no.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah. So far, nothing in Eastern for MM2 yet, but we saw this from Ace, and we know that it kind of comes up blank. And Ace is going to stay away from Old Man.
So this is a play I've actually seen before. I mean, Old Man's fast check, but you really don't need that save and quit point with the flute. So I've seen it put off until you have Lamp just to not waste time with it, I guess.
Yeah, lamp or sword. Here we know it's the one available bow.
Yeah.
There was only one bow. It's not progressive bows in SMZ3.
Yes.
And so we know he's going to have to get that at some point, but, you know, staying clear with the logic is good. We get another map check. We do see that red crystal at TR. And, yeah, the non-green pendants, thieves, and ice. So
I appreciate this long map check.
this is lovely. This is much more my speed with the map check.
Oh, yeah.
I pull up the map and I'm like clicking all the things on my tracker. And
Yeah,
just
one by
making sure.
one.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
So he's going to find that glove here. I'm thinking something's in the back of escape. It could be Zora, too.
Yeah, could just be Zora. Ace does only have 2 bombs here, so this is kind of gross. If he wants to get that middle chest, is going to have to go upstairs in Hera to get the bomb here. And he's actually not going to be able to because he mirrors out.
Yes.
Right, so
resetting the switch.
yeah, so it resets the switch, and we're just going to say that glove is the thing.
Yeah, and it is because it's just a key in the middle chest, and you can't really do anything else.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Fluting for the 50-50. You know?
Yeah, it works.
There were 4 50-50s just down the mountain. Maybe a little bit better EV if you don't die to the boulders, but you know, that one hit. He got his bomb, and he's able to do back of escape.
And this is now a decision point for Ace.
Oh, and we're doing this miserable thing here in
Oh yeah.
in Eastern. This room is awful, and there's our morph
there's
ball.
Morph.
Yeah, and Peebs. Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving an item in Dark Cross. Ace, nothing to kill the rat with at all, so really can't even get through that.
Yeah, I mean MM2 is getting bullied by this mimic.
And gonna take the health refill.
Fairies in the well here. Got 6 more arrows to get it done. This is probably, with no visual cue, one of the hardest dark rooms in the game.
Absolutely, it's very, very difficult. You're really relying on these arrows to even locate the Igor, but problem is, if you activate the other Igor, he kind of just falls around. And very well done, gets through.
Yeah, nicely done by MM2, and good delayed wall jumps here from Ace to get to front of Gauntlet. Going to have sort of the cleaner full clear route here for his Brin loop, starting off with a loop of green and probably blue Brinstar. 15 power bombs is a very nice loadout for being able to pretty effectively clear out everything. Killing these popos with the bow on MM2's side. So I didn't see what we got in the front of Gauntlet there.
It was 3 bombs.
3 bombs. That is a reasonable amount of bombs, but not all that exciting.
It's a little helpful.
Yeah.
And very nice Armos fight from him too.
Yeah, not even putting an arrow into the wall there. And Ace finding speed boost and skipping the full heart container.
That's egregious.
That's an AceZer0 classic, really, and I couldn't disagree more strongly. I'm just viscerally offended at that heart container skip. But Ace just hates heart containers. I don't know why.
Yeah. Gonna go ahead and pop a super into that G4 door just in case.
I mean, you never know. You might not find charge. You might be real tight on ammo. You might have to do power bomb Metroids. Not speaking from very recent experience.
Oh yeah. MM2 gonna find that morph. I assume we'll see him just follow straight into the same round as Ace.
Yeah. I think, I mean, it might not be the same route, and Ace remembering, just have speed booster, do room intended way, and finding a 4th power bomb pack and a hook shot.
There's a hook shot.
That's really nice. That hook shot might be the thing that gets Ace to his bow. Hook shot's a nice guidance item there. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
But
yeah, I always love to see that hook shot.
MM2 is expressing here visually the secret power of the keyboard player of just amazing wall jumps.
Yes.
Just it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
so unfair.
Yeah, it really does.
You know.
And I can hear that keyboard from here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just absolutely crisp.
Yeah. So both the runners have their headphones with the game audio, and then additional circumaural headphones over the top with white noise being pumped in. And like I would say, Ace is probably hearing all of this keyboarding and is like, "Yep, he got Morpheus in Super Metroid."
Yeah, one of the joys of in-person speedrun, Speedgaming Live.
Yeah, Super Metroid, if nothing else, involves a lot of inputs.
Yes, it's accurate.
It feels great to play. Like once you get competent at controlling Samus and moving around the game. I was gonna say, if you skip this heart piece, or this full heart container MM2, I'm done.
Makes the correct choice of the free health.
Yeah. Now, is making he's farming both B-toms there.
Yeah.
Not sure with 15 power bombs that's all that useful, but I think that it depends what he wants to run in the Edekun's area.
Yeah, I actually prefer to just skip that farm because it's slow for me, and I just if I need to, I'll just farm the B-toms an extra time.
Yeah, but did start with doing Gauntlet sort of the same way that Ace did, as you had expected, and so not going to miss out on that speed booster.
And we're not going to be leaving Waterway behind either.
Oh yeah, that's an important one. Also, recent trauma of the qualifier.
Yes.
You know, a number of folks did have their speed booster early and did get their fire out early, but MM2 is going to find the hook shot. Also, that 4th power bomb pack.
Yes, very handy to have all these power bombs early. Not really going to be worrying about trying to farm anything or conserve.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what palette MM2 is running with. This looks like the New York Jets Varia suit, but it looks nice.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not sure which one that is either.
And Ace does not use Moonwalk, and so these one-frame buffered movements and sort of anything that needs to use turnarounds and backing into walls with Moonwalk, a little bit trickier. Have to use morph turnarounds, but does get rewarded here on this wave gate with a fighter sword.
You gotta love that first sword.
Oh my gosh, especially with no lamp yet, and
yeah.
MM2 getting a little bullied here by the Edekun pit, but does make it through. Thankfully, those spikes don't hurt nearly as badly as some of the other environmental spikes.
Yeah.
Does get some value from protection of the various suit. We get 2 medallions there, Bombos, and I think that was Quake.
Yep.
And yeah, Link Force, our tracker, is on it.
Yeah. Good, because I didn't notice either of those until we saw them just now.
I completely missed Bombos when Ace got it, but caught up now. We're going to see what's here at Waterway, what we're not having to leave behind. Is it very important? Yes, clearly. It is a single arrow. MM2 would have really liked that in the back of Eastern earlier. No, MM2 got through that room okay, and anytime you get through that dark room without dying is just a victory. Nice handling there with the spike deboost of the Mission Impossible side hoppers. They do hit quite hard for only being on 2 E-tanks. We see Ace is down to 42 energy. Great number there. But he's still pretty safe because Varia suit and things don't hit all that hard, but these side hoppers are coming up in this next room. We may see Ace stay away from Retro Brin right now or do a little bit of farming.
Yeah. Did they do 40 with Varia?
That would be my guess, but I'm not comfortable enough to say 100%. I would want to go in with...
I know they do 80 with Power Suit.
Yes, that I can guarantee.
Yeah, so he's going to go to 80.
Oh, he's planning to kill these guys. So.
Okay. Yeah, this room is very deadly. Yeah, they do 40.
Yep.
These guys, it's almost impossible to avoid taking a hit in the very beginning of that room.
Yeah. Really.
So it handles it nice.
Yeah. So if you mock ball into that room, you will get in clean, but then like you can sometimes some of the other hoppers, there's some RG there, and both runners getting that single arrow. So it's pretty hard to avoid grabbing some of the items in Super Metroid.
Yes.
MM2 also relatively low on health. AceZer0 finding the ice rod here in Retro or Blue Brinstar. And so we'll see if MM2 decides to go that way. MM2's health also kind of in shambles, but is in a good situation power bomb wise for it.
Yes.
And Ace.
Oh, that is right in front of you, Ace. That's
Yeah. Farm for health in Super Metroid. Don't take full heart for Zelda. This is. I think we're just. They are piloting and we are just on this ride now. And there's nothing we can do. They're in their sort of headphone chambers. And
yes, and we're just enjoying it.
yeah, we're just here for the ride. So far, there's been a really interesting race. You know, both are playing quite well. There's that sort of early divergence advantage of the bow, and that MM2 will have an acceptable and safe amount of health to play The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past whenever it comes to that.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point from DJ in the crowd. Ace does not have the health to check Klein Supers. That may be why MM2 did all that farming, thinking ahead for that. You can scout it, but you can't spark that high and escape.
Yeah. It's possible. These guys do drop a lot of 20 health, the Space Pirates here. And no, don't want 300 rupees. I think our rupee count's actually pretty good here.
Yeah, we've got at least like 600, I think.
Okay, Ace is going to go in. I'm not sure what the plan is here.
Yeah, they won't like soft lock or die. Okay, just gonna go check it.
We're just gonna scout it. That's reasonable.
Yeah. And there's M2 doing that mock ball you said.
Yeah. So we'll see how this works out from. Oh, but that's a Master Sword. Ace is gonna want that.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing. You can go to the ship and come back, and it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I would probably eat that time loss, honestly.
Yeah, for a sword for sure.
Second sword is very valuable.
It is required.
Yeah, I mean,
me too.
Yeah, could be logically required, and certainly could be logically required fairly soon even. But we have a lot of stuff to do in Super Metroid. Upper Norfair entirely accessible.
Yeah, with that speed booster now, we can do everything in Upper Norfair in logic.
But MM2 also passing on a large health drop there, so you know, I'm trying to remember just how much health the Climb Spark takes. Plus, you have at least one D boost to get out. I usually want to have 2 from the spikes.
Yeah, so and those spikes are environmental damage, so it'll be 15 damage each with the Varia suit.
Yeah, and the spark will stop at 29 health, which means if you get hit twice after your spark stops, if you happen to be up there, you're just.
I think that he's got enough health for that, but
I believe so. It's unclear if he can do like the Puyo damage boost plus all of this. I think the Puyo's hit for 4.
He might do the strat where you start on the right, run to the left, then run back with blue.
I think this is enough. We'll see what MM2 chooses to do here. You know, these players are both very knowledgeable about the game situations they're ending up in. And MM2's getting some health drops here, and I think should feel pretty cozy with 189.
Yeah, some nice assurance health drops from those pirates.
He's doing a little short charge here to check the Criteria Power Bomb's location. MM2 does have only 3 power bombs here, but that's sufficient to do what he needs to do, and he is going to do this right to left.
Very nicely done.
Yep.
Yeah, and
61.
got enough health, yeah.
4 hits to give.
Yep. Just needed one.
Yep,
Nice.
does do it with the 1 hit. As you saw, it was a little bit tight to do it with just the 1 hit.
Yeah, those pirates came in clutch.
Yeah, not something I like relying on.
Yeah.
when the fail case is losing 10 minutes of Brinstar progression.
Oh, yeah. I've died there once, and I'll never die there again.
Yeah. And we see Ace is going to go back and get this Master Sword, so losing a little bit of time here, is going for this damage boost. It's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I love this strat. It looks so slick.
Yeah, I cannot overstate how tricky the inputs are there to get the damage boost. So you have to be moving to the right, turn around, and then damage boost to the right, while also not losing the spark by doing an up input in the wrong way.
Yeah, it's very tricky.
It's
Looks cool though.
It's very easy to mess that one up. And he does spark out of BT.
Nice.
Nicely done. Easy BT skip here.
All right, so we're starting to zero in together. Wonder if we'll go into wreck ship early. I imagine with speed, there's not much reason not to.
Yeah, you have speed. You've got various 2E tanks, so things are pretty cozy. 20 power bombs, so you're not going to be tight on ammo. I think wreck ship's a pretty natural choice here, but we'll see what the runners choose to do. There's not a lot going on for A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have lamp. Ace doesn't have that bow. MM2 has already done the one dungeon there. Oh, MM2 also not taking that heart container though. No mail upgrades yet, so.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold heart container skip, I'll say. I'd be grabbing all of them.
Yeah. Nice free E-tank here in the moat. No matter what's there, you're usually just going to end up grabbing it, and Ace is going to check this item, just a super missile up there. Nice to know, honestly.
Yeah, it's not actually free to scout that item, so getting that first try is nice.
Both getting that E-tank, and MM2 also doing that scout. It wasn't clear if he got that. I think he did, but...
And he's not going to check the ocean missile yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully he remembers to check that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was power bombs.
It was just, yeah, it was a 5th power bomb pack.
Yeah, so this is where this quote-unquote dungeon doesn't really matter if it's a pendant or not. It's just kind of overworld in this game. We find a high jump boost. That's going to give us the full natural mid-game Super Metroid movement. So that's exciting.
Yeah, basically exactly where you don't want it, which is in wrecked ship.
Yeah,
so
one place where you don't want it.
High jump boots in wrecked ship are sort of notoriously inconvenient, just because most Super Metroid runners are more used to this without high jump boots, and some of the jump heights are a little more natural without high jump boots. Although, when you have speed booster, finding high jump boots is never bad.
Yeah, it's sort of completes the package.
Yeah. Well, mostly just jump heights with speed booster, no high jump, are all over the map, and it's
quite
pretty
wonky.
Yeah. We've selected the same adjective because it's the right adjective.
It is. It's the only correct way.
Yeah. Nice little mini Doppler there, keeping Phantoon on screen for MM2, setting up for what looks like probably a 3 cycle, and we'll see what Ace does. Ace getting a slow first cycle, it looked like, or is this second cycle for Ace?
Not really sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, MM2 should be very good for a 3 cycle here. See if we get this right mid. And Ace finishing Phantoon off as well.
Nice.
Not sure if that was a 3-cycle, but this is a nice sync here, actually. This is quite lovely.
Love to see it. Oh, yeah, that's a nice sync. And it is a vanilla Phantoon boss.
So yeah, that was a required kill, but
Yes.
like you said, treating wrecked ship as overworld is pretty common in SMZ3, especially in not reduced goal modes, just because beating whatever boss is here activates this ship, and there's many checks that are just behind the ship being powered on.
Yes.
And yeah, an extra E-tank here, so this is going to keep things nice and safe. And various suit, high jump, got some E-tanks.
Pretty cozy.
We're starting to look like we might be seeing some lower Norfair. It's available logically.
It is. We're starting to have enough ammo. So E-tanks are really nice in lower Norfair. You have enough of them, it's kind of like screw attack. You know, you just kind of dump some energy into the enemies and you use your iframes to get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of the things in lower Norfair hit for 100 at a time with just various suits, so
Yeah.
you can lose your health quite quickly. I wouldn't think we'll see either runner go into lower Norfair proactively on this sort of loadout.
Yeah, I think
But
you're right.
with it being in logic, it is something that is potentially coming up. And here you see turning off high jump and speed booster just to try and make this room not insufferable.
Yeah, we don't have any bombs to do the hundo bomb jump in here.
Well, you could do the power bomb.
And MM2 didn't save. I'm glad that he didn't reset. Do you save scum this check, Michael?
I would save scum this with this loadout. Usually, if it's various suit and not like amazing movement, I would be save scumming this. And
Yeah,
I
so we're
would've
gonna
done what
see
Ace did.
actually side by side. Ace scummed it and MM2 didn't. So this is just proof that scumming is faster, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, and MM2 doing a spin break Kago there. Getting a little bullied here, but has those extra E-tanks that we've gotten, and Ace with the ceiling clip. We'll see. Out of main shaft here into attic, about 35 after, and so if we're assuming that MM2 does things comparably, we'll get some crude estimate of what that save scum was worth here. Looks like about 12 seconds, which is, you know, it's not a game-breaking amount of time, but it is a very reasonable amount of time.
It is some time.
Yeah. Not as much as Ace lost just trying to scout the Master Sword, but again, that was a reasonable value choice to make, because scouting an item very often is just as good as getting the item when because it's typically not something that's going to be required.
Mm-hmm.
And MM2 trying to do some robot skips here. Getting a little hung up, but got through the second robot. Doesn't need the item. Health is in okay shape for the Resurrect ship. This various suit is doing a ton of work for MM2.
I might go get that super. You're maybe thinking about lower Norfair, so anything helps.
Yeah, I like, you know, I don't like blind small shield, but I do like finding out what's there, so we'll see. I don't think Ace quite saw that. So we're probably going to get blind small shield on both sides. And we'll see if Ace isn't going to go get the scouted super.
Yeah, see, I understand skipping ammo in SMZ3, you're really likely to find all the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
It could prove helpful to have that ammo for Ridley, though.
Yeah, we do have all of upper Norfair,
Yes.
but I mean, super missiles are pretty valuable.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't have any beams yet. No beams, so MM2 is +1 missile pack, +1 super pack. Probably will get that power bomb pack that we saw from the bottom of the ocean. that Ace grabbed on the way into wrecked ship. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I expect things to even out ammo-wise with MM2 basically being up 1 missile, 1 super. But the runners have basically done the exact same thing. So we see 4 E-tanks, roughly comparable ammo. But the resources are good for being in Super Metroid right now. And, I mean, we've got Speed Booster and various suits. So we've mitigated some of the potential larger time losses. And it looks like MM2 is going to go grab that super missile, and Ace isn't. So we'll see if that comes into play at any point.
Yeah, very interesting difference in styles here. Oh, we do find a tempered sword. That is very nice.
Yeah, partially, could be relevant for, I mean, Dragon or Ridley, really. The ammo differences. Both runners do get that tempered sword, as expected. Tempered sword, a decent reward for doing upper wrecked ship, but, neither runner getting the massive payoff that they may have wanted out of wrecked ship. And we do see MM2 is going to go get that ammo. Those power bombs. And didn't have to do any particular powerbomb farming or anything during wrecked ship, so not going to feel particularly bad about having not gotten them on the way in.
Yep, now we're going to move on down the red tower.
Yeah, I expect we'll see MM2 follow. And now MM2's health is not excellent right now. MM2 is and always be checking X-ray aficionado. We'll see what decision is made around damage boost X-ray here, and we'll see what I expect. We're going to see Ace do some damage boost X-ray. Both runners do have sufficient ammo to crystal flash.
Yeah.
So that would be a way to refill if their health ends up in a bad spot.
Yeah, and then with Varia, it's always a little bit less scary. M2 doing a very nice little hundo strat.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see how the health management works out, but that's a health aggressive strat.
It is.
And so I'm not sure if the few frames it saves Ace getting chewed on here by the yapping, or not yapping maw, the
Samus Eater.
Yeah, Samus Eater. Let's go with that.
I think is that the canon name.
Is that the canon name for those things? Sure.
I believe so.
Yeah, Vileplume. I don't know. That's a Pokemon. Yeah. That's not right.
It's definitely not Vileplume. That's the community name.
Yeah.
We do see a bottle.
But yeah, we'll see what MM2 chooses to do about health here. 106. I mean, you can do this X-ray.
Yeah, it looks like he might be in here farming. I might consider the Crystal Flash here. You do have, you generally want to watch your powerbomb count, but if you're going upper Norfair, you can kind of just run across Speed Hallway or Frog Speedway a few times and remedy that problem. Ace is going to go in and do some just speedy jumps to get through here.
Yeah.
No problem.
Taking some waiver hits here, or trying to. And this last jump is a little tight, but still pretty lenient, and gets it on the first try.
That's always fun to see that. You can actually stand on... Oh, and Ace actually deciding he wants some ammo this time.
What is this? I'm not sure that I understand that one. But MM2's health is in much better standing than it was a few seconds ago, and he's actually off the waivers, going for the
old school strat,
the deboost strat, and now is going to back it up with high jump and speed. But a good attempt at deboost X-ray or early X-ray. Gets through it. We'll see if he chooses to go for the supers. Oh, he's just taking it. Yeah. He says, "Whatever is here, I've earned it." And really nice wall jump morph there to get back out, saving the power bomb and time. That's a pretty tough morph to get the 3 tile gap there, and good boost there too.
That was a really sick mid-air morph. Yeah,
there was a lot that just happened on MM2's screen, and most of it was quite good.
Yeah, other than the face planting, the ceiling spike.
We went with most. And we're getting the spazer check here from Ace first, also face planting the ammo. MM2 could have gotten 429 energy there had he wanted it, but he said no, don't think I will. That's 2 screen transitions and one of my 32 super missiles.
Yeah. Fair trade.
I like the Sloter's refill there. I wouldn't have begrudged him taking it, but
I am a Sloter's refill enjoyer myself.
yeah. But I mean, realistically, both runners are headed to Kraid. Unless you faceplant mini Kraid or things go really terribly, you're mostly going to be okay here. So Kraid should drop sufficient health, and there's always the chance you just find an E-tank. So probably would have saved some time on me, and probably not lost much for doing it. Went for the mock ball there. Kana Samaria in the wall.
And neither runner opted to check the Meridia boss in the tube, which I will vouch for that strat forever, so just want to shout that out. So we still don't know Meridia. However, this Kraid is going to be the second to last thing, so we'll be able to process elimination.
Yeah. I mean, we do know the 3 pendants, so...
Well, that is true, so it doesn't really matter. So I guess you're right.
We don't know the boss crystal break. We know there's 2 bosses and 2 crystals in Super Metroid, and so we can kind of work our way down to that. But unless it comes down to doing, like, an early Torian for routing efficiency, it's not going to make a big difference. There are some really nice instances where you can knock out Torian when cleaning up some Super Metroid and then finish with like your last crystal dungeon into fighting Ganon, but it's a pretty minor thing. I think that generally pausing to check bosses in Super Metroid isn't going to be worth it there. And let's see, how were the health drops? Not great for MM2. Does take 20 rupees. Also took the 300 at Old Mother Brains, so MM2 probably pretty set on rupees now.
And we're going to come to possible divergence here. We can choose to do the mountain now. We can do the East Mountain. We can actually Harapot to the top of Hera and clear that. We can also go into Upper Norfair. It's a bit tricky because if you do Upper Norfair, you kind of want to just do LN too, which is kind of spicy right now.
Yeah. With Speed Booster, though, the cost of going back is not that great. It's not like you have to go the whole way through Cathedral or anything,
that's a
right?
great point.
So it's pretty low cost to clear Upper Norfair. There's a lot of items here. I wouldn't be too surprised, but it is ostensibly a pendant region, right? Like there's no boss credit you're going to get, whereas Hera, you're going to get a crystal. So you're not getting as many checks, but you know, it might be that Upper Norfair is completely dead. So
Yeah.
we'll see. It looks like both runners have decided for the exact same pathing here, which is to continue to chase density and close out areas of the map. MM2 is going first over to the Crumble Tower, and might just be... Okay, he is not blind checking. I was going to say, that would be a pretty aggressive spark. The easy hundo strat of just sparking into that item to guarantee that you don't miss it. Oh man,
Well, that guy does a lot of damage.
yeah, that guy hits. He's.
I would probably just CF
a
this.
Deskiga, basically. So you could Crystal Flash here, MM2. That wouldn't be bad. I would approve, but the Sova's up here. Will drop big health, probably.
They will drop health from the health bomb.
Yeah, so gets some big health.
Yeah, and a shovel. So they did do these two in different orders, and I believe the reasoning behind this is you can go for the Ice Escape Mock Ball, and supposedly that is faster overall.
And it looks like we are going for the Ice Escape Mock Ball here.
That looked pretty much perfect there.
Yeah, about what you want to see. So we see we're getting the other checks here in the high jump boots area, the ones that we couldn't get without Morph early. See a bottle. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ace go to Death Mountain here. just because there's also Old Man. There's that second item in the downstairs of Hera, or the second chest, that might be weighing on his mind.
That's true.
And you've got the hook shot for all of East Death Mountain.
Yeah, as well as finishing Hera.
Yeah. But it looks like Ace is headed to Frog Speedway, so is going to stay in Upper Norfair. You know, commentators never have any idea what the runners are going to do.
Yeah, they're doing the opposite of what we thought. So.
Oh wow, yeah, MM2's going straight. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna head up to Hera, then do that East Death Mountain. I don't mind this at all.
I do expect both runners to basically trade positions at some point on this, and for both of the runners to do both of these things.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of if someone finds something that happens to be relevant for the other trip, like say Ace gets Hammer over here, and can route slightly differently with Hookshot for East Death Mountain, or the Mitts and the Moon Pearl, which is right there. That would open up some Dark Death Mountain content. But Moon Pearl, nice find. Again, I sincerely doubt that we will see it. MM2 missed that. That would be a very weird thing to have happen indeed. But, we don't give him credit for having the item until he actually goes to get it. So, and we're falling. We're going down to check some things in here after Herapot. I heard a fall, and I looked back to the left. I said, what's going on? But MM2 is just clearing Hera with the hookshot doing that Herapod.
Yeah, and the big key is in the basement, so not going to get the chest. The big chest.
Yeah, with one item already known.
And he just got a missile in the middle, so we're actually good.
So yeah, we've gotten both items out of Hera because of that glove, as long as MM2 remembers having gotten the glove in Hera.
Yeah.
And Ice Beam for Ace. Not bad, and we're doing some hookshot strats on Moldorm, but we're not doing them quite the way that the devs intended. But get the map, and we're getting a crystal, so that's great.
Yeah, so we've got four bosses dead for MM2.
Yeah. Ace presently at 2, so MM2 with an early boss lead.
Yeah, so I assume we won't see the LN, but I'm assuming we might see Dark World access soon with the Pearl. Yeah, something.
Pearl Glove is a really good start on Dark World access, because either I mean, I guess technically we have Dark World access right now because we have Ice and High Jump. Or no, we don't have Flippers. Never mind. So yeah, we have only Mire area access, which is a lot less exciting.
Yeah, and things can be there. We can get there. Mitts can be there. Lots of fun stuff could be there.
Yeah.
We've got a cane. We've got a hookshot. We have 2 medallions. We don't have lamp.
Yeah, we don't have a fire source yet. Oh, wait, never mind. All right. So, yeah. Either way, I think we're going to see Crocomire here, and then probably Ace going back and doing a lot of what we're seeing from MM2.
Mm-hmm.
Going to see this bomb jump here. And I guess we're taking this to Spiral Cave, probably, and that'll probably take MM2 back to Upper Norfair. I think that's about where we're going to trade places, but we'll see. He may flute away and do some other things. Not sure exactly what's available. I guess Bottle Turn-In, I think, is still outstanding.
Sure, we've got Mushroom Turn-In as well.
Okay, yeah, Mushroom.
Shovel has also not been cashed in, so we got tons of fetch quests.
We've got Zora
and Zora.
Shovel. None of these are particularly compelling relative to the 20-some items in Upper Norfair that are in Logic, but maybe a Spike Gravity suit there, and your Lower Norfair starts to look a lot better. Ace is going to stare down this heart container.
Oh, wow. That's a bit excessive, a bit cruel, I'll even say.
I don't really have a rooting interest in this. I want to see them both have a lot of fun and play well and, you know, have them feel like they earned the result or whatever ends up happening. But also, I want that to punish Ace so badly.
Yeah, he's definitely teasing us.
No, Ace is very good at Link to the Past, so we'll see. I know that he knows his limits, much like MM2 knows his limits and is loading up on these blue bottles.
Oh, yeah.
We grabbed all those extra 300s for a reason, may as well spend it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love getting blue potions.
they're great.
They're delicious.
I believe you. Oh, there's the flippers.
Okay, so we do have Dark World access through Meridia.
Yeah, so that's gross, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we know we also have Dark World access through Aga, which is only slightly less painful. Maybe more painful. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you have to do the passage through Suitless Meridia twice, because the second time there's not any items to grab on the way, then the Aga access definitely starts to look pretty good in comparison. But hopefully we don't end up in that situation, because I don't want to be here commentating until 2 a.m.
I find the Meridia Dark World access seeds really interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, like in this one, you also very often have this optional sort of like Aga Gambit where you can go through Castle Tower, but, you know, is it worth doing? Is it not? If you have to go through Meridia twice just to get into Dark World, then yes. But with a glove already, it's pretty unlikely that you would end up in a bad situation where after doing a bunch of Dark World stuff, you wouldn't recover proper access to Dark World. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And we do see MM2 is going through Cathedral here and finding that bottle. I don't know, did we see that on Ace's side? Not yet, I don't think. Because he went by Speedway and hasn't gone back through there.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so we'll see. Not going to be a costly skip, but we'll see if we see Ace go there. I don't think we saw that yet, though.
We see anything in the Croc area? I can't remember.
The flippers were there, I believe.
Oh.
The flippers were at the Croc power bombs, I think.
Okay.
But otherwise, you know, nothing yet other than those. So nothing that opens anything immediately other than, of course, mirroring into Swamp Palace without the hammer, which is a lot less painful now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Because we would be able to get everything out of Swamp, and we have Canis Samaria, so yeah, I mean, Meridia Dark World access to go and
full
hook
clear.
across and go down and do Swamp via... Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Ace rush that right now. That sounds like absolutely not the play. But it is available.
Yeah. It's hard in these seeds to go for Suitless Meridia because it's just so slow.
Yeah, the cost of that against just finding the gravity somewhere outside of there and being able to clean it up much faster, coupled with the fact that Meridia, you can often just, once you have proper Dark World access, like go in and surgically kill Dragon and then leave.
Yeah.
And not have to do 8-ish minutes of ostensibly overworld.
Yeah.
There's a lot telling you to not do Suitless Meridia.
Yeah.
Nice deboost there for MM2, getting across to the Norfair Reserve. And we're going to see the runners sort of tread back and forth, which is kind of what we expected to see happen. So yeah, good time to remind anyone who is not yet following both our runners to follow them. They're here in the finals of the SGL SMZ3 tournament for a reason, and that reason is not just that they chose to attend in person, but also that they're quite good at this game and have beaten a bunch of other pretty well-qualified players on their route here. So let's see. I'm trying to remember. I think MM2 is the 6 seed beat Solski in the quarterfinals.
Yes.
And then in the semifinals beat Gamachu.
Yep.
In a seed that somewhat comically had no gloves required. There was a gloveless seed, which you don't see every day. You had to mirror into the back of Desert from Meyer area access via Lower Norfair. It was quite interesting. But or you didn't have to, but MM2 elected to rather than going and finding the glove. And Ace, let's see. I know Ace beat me in the semifinals. Who did Ace race in the quarterfinals? Do you remember racing him?
SP Ridley.
SP Ridley, that's right, yeah. As the 1 seed, SP Ridley was the 8 seed. But yeah, you know, both runners have both had to qualify out of a field of 12 or 13 people who are trying to make it even into the 8-player bracket, and then have had to win, you know, 2 in a row to get to this match. So both very good gamers.
And definitely clawed their way to this opportunity in the finals.
I would have expected Ridley to claw his way to the finals, maybe tail his way, but you know, these guys are actually the ones who made it through. So
yeah.
You see, we're getting some Crockemeyer here from MM2.
Yep, and Ace gonna go over to Paradox.
Yep. And then we'll have decision time.
Yeah.
Where the runners again largely have the same decisions or the same information, and get to make a decision about what to do next.
Yeah.
Lower Norfair is not especially appetizing. Meridia is not especially appetizing. Dark World Access would be sweet, but I think we'll probably see Flipper's Overworld. And then, you know, I feel like this is one of those weird ones where I almost, rather than do Suitless Meridia, I just might do Aga here.
Yeah, I would rather do Aga than Suitless Meridia, to be honest, if they're both in Logic.
Yeah.
I would do L in first, I think, in this case.
Yeah.
Especially with all of the potential access to Meyer and the lamp. It's possible you can just go and take care of Meyer.
Yeah, you do have Meyer Desert access that comes with doing LN, so Desert, Green Pendant, I don't know if I really want to be there. Meyer is a required boss, and so would be probably doable. Ridley also required in some capacity, so you get 2 sort of the 11 boss or crystal credits that are required. I think it depends on how comfortable the runners are with, you know, 4-tank Varia Lower Norfair. I wouldn't fault anyone for not wanting to do that.
Yeah. If either of these two do it, I feel like MM2, that's kind of his style to go for the low % aggressive stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what just...
Ace died in the bottom of Spiral Cave, I think after collecting the item, so...
Okay. Yeah. It'd be hard to die in the bottom of Spiral Cave before collecting the item, not an entrance.
Yeah.
Right? Because you normally don't end up in a place where you can take damage. Might have just been to get a health refill there. And we are going to get the bow. So I guess Ace is going to get this bow and then probably do Eastern.
Yeah, I want to see Ace's reaction to the bow here. It's really not the biggest deal in a long game like this, but it does feel a little bit bad that you didn't need to double dip.
Yeah. It could be actually an incentive to do that Aga play and get over into the pod area and have a pod dip to tie with the mirror with Eastern. If you feel especially bad about this bow and want to get Eastern cleaned up. Let's see. Do we see no reaction?
No reaction.
Stoic.
Yeah. And MM is farming here. I'm calling for the LN play from MM. I think he's got plasma. That's really a very strong safety.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had Ice Wave plasma. Where was the plasma beam?
It was at grapple.
Yeah, I missed that on Ace's side.
Me too.
And Ace is loading up on a single blue potion.
Just one.
Yeah.
One is all you need.
There were a lot of other safeties available. I think there were some heart containers.
There may have been.
You know, that where you don't have to flute to get those hearts. But we'll see. We're doing the flipper checks. Okay, Ace is finally getting to Hobo, which we saw earlier from MM2. I think this was a heart container, if I remember right.
If it's a heart container, Ace is going to be really upset, I think.
He can't dodge this one. But I've seen a lot of seats this SGL, and so it's very possible that I'm just misremembering what's here at Hobo.
I remember it wasn't progression.
Hey,
Oh, good job.
we're getting a lava dive here from MM2. The lava does not drain you quite as fast as it does in vanilla, and so MM2 makes it through cleanly.
Yeah, very nice.
You know, skillful technique. You need to know what you're doing, or you can take some Namahe flames, and they can damage you quite a bit, quite quickly. I think they deal 50 a pop with various suit. So that can create a problem when you're trying to then go through a bunch of very damaging enemies in Lower Norfair. Plasma helps a lot because you can clip through a lot of these guys, but yeah,
Plasma is it's going to save him to a lot of health in this area and ammo.
Yeah, with the lava dive, you need to know what to do. It's not quite tricky, but like if you are just trying to do it on the fly, it can go bad in a hurry. And we are going to get this gate glitch over into the Meyer area, it looks like.
Yep. Third try, very nice.
You know, almost as good as first try, especially when you get all these super missile drops off of the Ripper 2s. You get filled back up, and
yeah, MM2's playing very nice. This is some very crisp movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see this GT. This is a check that I like to. Oh, we can't get that.
That's some good knowledge. That is Hammer there, locked behind the space jump.
Yep, hard locked behind the space jump.
Or locked behind some other shenanigans.
Really?
But I don't think there's anything we can legally do in this that could get us there.
You can super jump to that, right?
Oh, yeah, and I guess super jumps are legal.
Super jump's legal?
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, he's got X-ray and speed.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes for that, you know, just I don't know that I'm qualified to commentate on that. But you know, I do think MM2, you know, through the pernicious influence of some really glitch-loving Super Metroid runners, with whom he is known to associate, may get baited into the temptation.
Yeah. He's going to go check out Meyer here.
Yeah. Hope to just find the space jump, not...
Yeah, I don't think it's something that he'll go for. But it's really good to have that knowledge. Hammer is... It's kind of annoying to not have it. But yeah, it's better than not knowing where it is.
Yeah, and we can do Meyer, so this is nice.
Yeah.
This is a beatable Super Metroid boss credit. We're not going to have to necessarily come back around. I think we're going to see this overworld go in, do Meyer. Oh, we are taking the E-Tank. That's good.
Yeah, E-Tanks are nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially for before doing Lower Norfair. I mean, that's when you want the E-Tanks the most.
And it looks like Ace is going to go, like you said, just go through this Frog Speedway.
Yeah.
Get back to the Lower Norfair area now.
Okay. I was kind of expecting Ace to potentially make that Egg or Dark World play, but it looks like we are just going to see two Lower Norfairs here. So both runners, again, making kind of the same call at this juncture. And
yeah,
Ace isn't going to dodge that blue mail.
Yeah.
Unless something real weird happens, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good call. You've got Myers 2 out of 3 beatable and LN rather than doing Aga that you don't know is required. And we are going to get into Meyer.
We got Hookshot, we got a Fire Source, we got Kana Samaria. We're clearing this dungeon out. We're getting both items, and we're getting a required dungeon out of the way.
I wonder if we're going to see a desert after this.
Yeah, Green Pendant Desert is a tough one.
Yeah.
You definitely could be required to do it, and you could end up needing to come back. Right? It could be locked behind a book that will never get in Ganon's Tower. This Meyer 2 is something else. It's not going great.
Yeah. It's kind of a getting out of hand here, but...
Yeah. We do get through it, and I believe we do have the powder, so There's plenty of anti-fairies in the dungeon.
Oh, and
Yep.
speaking of,
The first one there, that bunny beam, not an anti-fairy, but it does give us a fairy if we powder it. Under that pot there with the arrows as well. Arrows also a nice thing to pick up here, because potentially going to be one of the ways we want to fight Vitreous here at the end of this dungeon.
oh yeah. Luckily we have Tempered Sword at least to assist.
All right, immediate big key. It's exactly what you want when you're full clearing mire. It always do be that way. It's always on the bridge when you don't have boots, and it's always on the right side when you're clearing the dungeon out.
Yep.
It always just feels that way.
Yeah, and it's
least.
always in cutscene if you're in go mode.
Yeah. Ace is about to get that hammer knowledge, presumably. Oh, there. Oh, he says, yeah. Oh. There's a little bit of an expression there. And Ace is on a good pixel. Shouldn't get hit by the super missile explosions. Actually, is the...
So we actually have a difference in routing this, and I prefer mm2's way of not fighting GT and saves coming instead, because you're using a lot of supers that you want for Ridley here, and you're gonna have to farm them back, preferably from the Rippers.
Yeah.
So it is a time cost. It's not really the most time-consuming thing. We're already done, but
Yeah, it does take a minimum of, I think 29 supers is the minimum you have to fire to kill GT there, or Gold Torizo. But so far, nothing particularly interesting here in Mire.
found a few keys.
Yeah. Got a big key, some small ones. We got another anti-fairy anti-fairy to powder. MM2 is really making use of this powder and half magic situation. It's a great situation.
Yeah. Oh, and we do find
Okay.
the mitts.
So that's good. That means you're required to do lower Norfair access to Mire area, because we could not get here via flute. Something unique to SMZ3 relative to the standalone Link to the Past randomizer.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
that's going to feel good for MM2, is finding something that said, okay, I did have to go through Gravitron, and then either have space jump to get that hammer or gate glitch. Also, now I have the flute and the mitts to get back and easily get that hammer once I find the space jump.
Oh yeah,
so
that's very nice.
yeah, that was almost as good of an item as you could have. I mean, you could have asked for, space jump out of Mire, and maybe you would have preferred that one. But otherwise, getting proper Dark World access and a way back into the Mire area, absolutely massive. And Ace is going to go into Desert here, so we'll see if we're boots locked.
Yeah, and like you said, this from Ace's perspective without the mitts, this is pretty isolated behind the lava dive.
Yeah,
And with the mitts, you can come back pretty quickly.
Yeah. So we're not boots locked. And that didn't hit the switch. MM2 is making a face that knows that did not hit that switch. Okay. Yeah, hookshot can't miss. Yeah, this, especially with those mitts, if there's something here that Ace gets, that could turn out to be very relevant. MM2 does have easy access back to it, and it's 3 items. But an area with 3 items, I mean, you could clear around that for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely, especially in a game with 316 checks.
Yeah. And we're going for a bit of a sort of WQ type strat here for Vitreous, doing a little bit of acid damage boosting. Oh, two lightning cycles there. So
Gets through it just fine though.
Yep. And Ace is filling up on arrows. We see that capacity of 35 because SMZ3 does still have the capacity upgrades. And I think that was a Ridley boss credit there.
Yes.
So Ridley in Lower Norfair, as is canon. And we're gonna go back in and actually do Lower Norfair, so we're not gonna see the desert. I didn't see. Did Ace get an item on right side desert? I was watching that Vitreous fight.
You know, I didn't see any of the chests from Desert at all, so.
Okay, wait, there was a missile on the torch.
And then there was a missile.
Okay, so we've
There's-
seen 2
and a
missiles.
missile in the big chest, so he didn't finish for the green pendant. And, you know, if that turns out to be relevant, that could actually be in MM2's favor now, because Ace has really hard isolated that green pendant, but
True.
it's pretty unlikely that we're going to see either runner come back to that anytime soon. Ace now taking on the Meyer 2. Trying for some Samaria strats. We'll see if that works out. Going okay.
That was kind of slick.
Yeah, it worked out all right. And does have the powder. We'll see if he uses that to refill 4 of his 7 hearts. Man, it'd be a shame if he found more hearts.
Yeah.
As MM2's doing, you know, flashy, nice lower Norfair things here. Let's see. Okay, so he wanted to use some power bomb invulnerability frames to skip through those pirates, but he's just saying, I've got a lot of missiles and also a lot of E-tanks.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the
Yeah.
new route 80% strat there, so I just kill pirates, move on there.
Yeah, it's definitely a finicky strat.
Yeah. Ooh, more health.
Oh, and hey, happy to see that. Being very careful not to roll over those crumble blocks. Have to do worst room again.
Yes.
He might have too much run speed here. It's not clear. It looks good. Yeah, he's good. Oh, nope. This is
And
less
he
good.
wisely waits
Yeah.
to not get
Yeah.
a pot shot from the pirate there.
I may have called that good a little too soon. But oh, not quite getting the down back there. Let's see if he can get the echoes kill. He does get one pirate there. Does clip or one key hunter. Clips through the other 2. That's the value of plasma here. Plasma and screw attack are just your best friend in lower Norfair, making low health situations just so much nicer.
Oh, yeah.
And Ace is going to powder the anti-fairy. So does pick up 5 hearts worth of refill there. And okay, we're going for a single Kago there. And then jumping to try and correct the door. Didn't quite get the camera moving there, but nice speed booster strats here for Metal Pirates.
Very nice.
Doesn't need the ammo, should get a lot of health back here, and that's a nice setup for doing this Ridley fight. Good spark here. This room's really slow without gravity suit, so
Yeah,
spark
I like the spark strat there.
Yeah, spark's a very nice strat for going through here with Varia. There's a lot of like very loadout dependent strats because the loadout matters so much in Supermetric because it really like qualitatively affects the different movement options that are available, and so you're going to see really good runners just have strats for all these various loadouts and different approaches that are very adaptive to the capabilities they have for each room, and that was a really nice one there.
Yeah, that's something I really like about Super Metroid, is all the different possibilities with the different equipment. And that was a very nice fight.
Yeah, very nice, very clean. Ridley kept the pogos manipulated nicely. We see Ace is headed into Vitreous. We'll see how he handles this. So far, so good. Now, yeah, doesn't want to take... Oh, good. Nice narrow lightning there. No clench at all. Gets compass, and presumably we're going to see him travel to kill Ridley after getting the Ridley boss credit. And MM2, really good health. Also really good ammo, but wants to deboost here so that he can get through these holts and then use these Zebos to deboost back through the rest of the room. Didn't quite work out, but it's a good idea. Again, just having a plan in mind, even when it goes badly, very useful.
Yeah.
Useful in this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's just wants to be safe with his health.
Yeah.
Everything hits hard here, and especially coming out, it's a little bit harder to dodge those key hunters.
Yeah, he's got enough energy and enough ammo to Crystal Flash if it comes to it. We'll see how he approaches the Three Musketeers up here. I'm not sure what he has in his reserves. And we'll see, depending on how Red Key Hunter stairs go here. Okay, the
Nice.
Key Hunters were in good positions, and he got through without taking any hits. So I think we'll probably see him be in pretty good shape to just cruise through this. But and with Plasma Beam, it's not nearly as dangerous as it might be without.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of just getting combo hit and knocked around by the Three Musketeers up here, but does take an extra hit there from the. Are these Funes? I think they're Funes, and Ace gets his. Maybe they're Namahes. I don't remember. I can't keep track of them. It's one or the other. Wall
I don't know.
flame spitting guys, not Sovas.
Not Sovas.
Yeah.
Wall bugs, or wall frogs, you might call them.
Sure. Yeah, everything's a frog.
Yeah.
Is Cross Product even still around? I think he may have left. But he was here earlier, and I enjoyed getting to meet Cross. I think he was on his way out, though. But if he's watching, Cross Product, notorious for really calling everything in this game various types of frog, or just frog in general.
They're all some variation of a frog.
Or are just frog.
They're just frogs.
Yeah. And alright, MM2 into Three Musketeers. Ace is headed into Laura Norfair. Not too much here, and good Morph under there. That was a bit of an adaptation or a sight read. And good plasma clip through the last Musketeer, kind of routing in a hit on that second one to have iframes to get up onto that third platform. Making use of his health, and gets out cleanly.
Yeah, and here Ace is needing to farm up those supers back after the GT fight.
Yeah, and you really do want to be pretty much full on supers going into Lower Norfair. This, especially without grapple, is by far your best chance. Although he's just going to go with this. Okay. And I think there's a super pack at Mickey Mouse that he's going to get.
That'll help.
That I'm guessing he'll be picking up, which will be good for his ammo situation. And where did MM2 get the second one? I mean, if it was PBs of Shame, then that would be quite good for Ace. Because those would be 2 packs he would get on his way to Ridley.
Well, Ace also skipped the super in Maze Missile at Wreck Check.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So,
He did skip that
but
one.
He'll be fine at this amount. He can farm up.
And
He's got enough to kill Ridley as is with the missiles as well. And we're going to see Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah. Good check with these mitts.
Yep, we still can't do everything here. We won't be able to get into Turtle Rock without the hammer.
We will be able to get the medallion info, though, so we'll get to know whether we're going to be on the lookout for Ether.
Yeah.
Well, Ace is maybe a platform lower than he thought he was there. Oh, never mind.
Well, now we don't need to worry about medallions
Don't worry about
anymore.
Ether, and everything is good, so.
It's always nice to just shut off that possibility.
Very nice red Key Hunter stair descent there for Ace, taking no hits. See what he does here in the very bottom, sort of the Ridley descent part of Lower Norfair. And hey, there's that grappling beam.
So, and there's that.
Yeah.
There's that space jump.
Hammer's just always in hookshot cave, isn't it?
I guess so.
So you had to do this lava dive. So both runners made the right call in this. You weren't getting around that this seed, and neither is going to end up doing Aga probably. I wouldn't think we'll be seeing that today.
I hope not.
So if you did Aga to try and dodge the crappy loadout Lower Norfair, maybe you would have, but I think it's going to work out a little bit better for both Ace and MM2 in terms of how they chose to route this, with Hammer and Mitts both showing up down here behind that lava dive.
Well, we're in finals, so
yeah,
it's nice to see they both kind of read that correctly.
All right, Ace has 30 supers and 17 power bombs. This is, you know, he's got more than enough to kill Ridley here. And we're going back just... Oh, space jump's tough. And Ace is sort of manipulating Ridley back and forth, jumping or spin jumping and then breaking spin in relation to Ridley's position to sort of keep him bouncing back and forth so he can keep firing these shots. And jumps into the claws, and good fight from Ace as well, given the very tight ammo situation he put himself in. About as good as you can reasonably ask for.
Yep, had to use a few missiles, but no problem.
Yep. And no spring ball, so we can't get the full 100% strat here from MM2, but a nice space boosted travel through the room there to get through those fire pillars. Gonna go pick up his hammer, and then, I mean, we've got hammer, we got mitts.
We've got a lot of things to do now.
Yeah, so
we can do pod. We can do swamp.
Do Dragon. We can do pod. We can do swamp. We need fire rod for Skull Woods.
And for Turtle Rock.
And for Turtle Rock, we need fire rod. So we're fire rod from go.
Pretty much it, yeah. Because we're set for Dragon, high jump, ice, grapple.
So this just becomes a fire rod hunt. You know, what else would a randomizer be but a fire rod hunt?
Ice rod hunt.
Never heard of those. Only ever heard of fire rod hunts. So the next question, I guess, is in what order do you start doing all of the things now that you just got hammer and mitts and all you need to fire rod out in the wild? And of course it's in front of Meridia.
Yeah.
It's definitely in front of Meridia, and
there's nowhere else that would make sense.
We're going to clear the entire game looking for it, or it's like chilling in Chain Chomps or some egregious place that we're not going to for really another hour. But you know, it could just as easily be, you know, right here in Hype Cave.
Yeah.
Because we've got all of the Dark World. We haven't touched the Dark World yet, and we need to just find the true fire rod.
Yes. Yeah, so it looks like MM2 is leading at this point. That definitely isn't final.
A bluff towards Swamp?
Oh, gonna check the Hype Cave first.
Yeah. I guess what medallion was Turtle Rock? Did we not see it? We might not. We might be in Fire Rod plus. Or no, he got Ether. Never mind. He got Ether in.
Yeah, so we
Super
didn't even
Bunny.
check.
Yeah, so we didn't even check. That's why we don't know. Okay. There's a beam. Not the beam we were looking for with charge ice or ice wave plasma. But it's good to get that in a link to pass because it's not going to turn Spazer on.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to have to menu.
Nice little shield block there during the sword swipe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm not really sure what I would be doing first here. I like Hype Cave into Swamp though. I think it's a good call. Fairly dense.
Yeah, and it looks like we're taking that book, and he's being pretty thorough here because this Bombos tab is kind of a slow check. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
It's kind of gross that Thieves and Ice are both pendants, because those are both things that with the current loadout would be, they're not too unreasonable to do, pretty linear. Pod, you have the risk of an early big key. Meridia is, of course, slow and awful because Dragon and Suitless. Skull Woods we can't do. So I think, you know, Swamp into Pod, something. Yeah, I mean, Swamp seems, despite the fact that walking through shallow water without boots in this game, and Ace does finally go back and clear up that Cathedral check, so that's a loose end that he won't have to worry about anymore. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the call of Swamp here. It's definitely, you know, among dungeons, one that has the most stuff in it if you do clear out all the items.
Yeah.
Not many small keys, so it might be net lower value than pod, but I mean, it's certainly, everything's kind of modular. We have mirror, we have flute, we have mitts and hammer, so it's just a matter of what order you want to do all these things in.
Yeah.
So what were our red crystals? Red crystals are Eastern and TR, so Pyramid Fairy's not a concern anymore.
That's good to know.
Yeah. We got our first item here out of Swamp, and Ace is going to Dark Death Mountain. We'll be getting that space jump, presumably, as well as that Ether Medallion. And probably will follow to pick up that hammer. We are going to see the Specky clip here, just as a time save. And I guess this looks like we're not doing left side swamp on our first trip. Not surprised by that.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've seen the dungeon items at all, have we?
No, I mean, we've only seen the one chest plus the small key chest, so we saw the heart piece behind the wall.
Okay, yeah, so no map or compass, so
Yeah.
you don't want to go into the left side and find map and compass.
Oh, that's go mode.
Wow.
So there it is. It's kind of a little bit of gross go mode.
Yeah.
I mean, we have grapple and space jump.
Space jump is actually kind of an unsung hero of
yeah.
Suitless. Just you don't really have to worry about Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's still possible to get through with grapple, but it's a little bit less scary.
Yeah. So 134 go mode's pretty good. 774.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's like stellar.
Yeah, anything sub 2 is generally feeling pretty good for go mode, and really like 145 is about where I draw the line for like this feels very, very good. And so with all of Dark World, it opened up pretty slow, and then MM2 went to the spot immediately that had the one item that was relevant. So that's, you know, about all you can ask, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's going to have a pretty clear path. We either going to want to see Ace, make ostensibly the same calls, although he's just behind at this point. He's behind the Eastern and behind in the progression series. So I'd say MM2's probably got, you know, a minimum like 8-minute-ish lead at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
We know Desert is not required and was not boots locked. We don't need to do Ganon's Tower because it's fast Ganon, so we're past the point of needing the boots at all. So I'm just trying to be sure that, yeah, I think there's nothing else to it. It's just go beat your dungeons. The
only two things that would be very useful at this point still would be Spring Ball and, of course, Gravity Suit. Mm-hmm. We do need to do a Crystal Flash Suit in Dragon to get out of Precious.
Yeah, although we do have X-Ray, so we could do an X-Ray climb.
Yeah, we could do that too.
I would be doing the X-Ray climb just because I hate the proper RBO.
Yeah, it is
Dragon.
very.
It's a little
risky.
slower.
Yeah, or no, the Flash Suit is risky.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what the runners choose to do. I know MM2 has a decent amount of RBO experience, and so RBO being reverse boss order for Super Metroid, and it requires you to do Dragon without the gravity suit, and you know, ostensibly requires you to use grappling beam and X-ray or a flash suit to get out, because getting Spring Ball in actual RBO is just not something that is tenable. It's harder than the rest of the category if you wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, it's not very
not
very viable.
No. But Ace does pick up the hammer there, and we'll see.
We'll see where they go. Where Ace goes first into Dark World. Hopefully, straight to the swamp.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, straight to swamp would be good. I'm trying to think of what might be the best situation for Ace. Might be like picking Pod Eastern here, and then finding a deep big key in pod and then right behind it the boots, right? Something like that would allow him to make up a chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
MM2
Yeah,
in
he's
Back
going
of
to
Skull
pod.
Woods is just... Every time I see it, it feels like Back of Skull Woods just goes badly.
Yeah.
But he gets through the Gibdo Hellway there.
Yeah, you
and
got
is into
half
Moth.
magic.
Yeah.
May as well just fire like crazy.
Moth, of course, sticking to the top of the room.
Yep. Not too bad. Patterns there. Nice fight.
And just a compass, getting a crystal. So let's see. We did Skull. We've got to do Dragon. We got to do Pod. We got to do TR. I feel like TR is the most linear, and Ace is going to Pod first before Swamp, so...
Yes.
And presumably is going to mirror and do Eastern after. It looks like MM2 also going to Pod, so we'll see. Oh, immediate big key. That's not great for MM2, because or for Ace rather, because MM2 is going to get a small key here on the right side and be able to go directly to Helmsar King. MM2 was going for the gamer weave there and it backed out of it. But I respect the sort of motion in that direction. That's a pretty cool strat. I think it's Telethar's strat. I quite like it. It's very, very slick. You just walk right between those two Snapdragons, I think they're called.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's just sort of like watching and appreciating the choices of screen execution.
Yeah.
Because MM2's on a pretty prescribed route. I guess, I mean, I think we do... So Dragon is a Super Metroid boss credit, which is important. Because that means you can kill Ganon and then go do backdoor, come back out to the portal, and then just reset to the ship. And I think that lets you free roll Turtle Rock and potentially finding Gravity Suit there. So I think that's probably the way that I would be inclined to do this, is to just finish all of the A Link to the Past stuff now before I go back into Super Metroid, whereas
Yeah.
if you're inclined to do Dragon here, you would probably want to do it right after Pod just for geographic reasons, although you might be better off just fluting before.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like generally it's a good idea, even if you're in go mode without gravity, to just put it off in case gravity is free.
Yeah.
Because it does still save time.
Yeah. And Ace is, going right side Pod and then heading right into the basement, is bombosing the unflipped turtles. This has to be a quick swap bungle here, but it gets through the room. 2 small keys on the right side here. And yeah, MM2's not even checking behind the wall, saying, like, it's, what, 3/4 of a small key behind there?
Yeah.
Like 3 out of 4 times, that's just another small, and I'm not opening on the very slight odds that that's my Gravity Suit. So MM2 is obviously considering himself 100% in go mode here.
Yep.
Which, I mean, factually, he is 100% in go mode,
Yes.
so it makes sense. Almost looking a little bit rude with that fireball there on Ace's side. But Ace now with Blue Mail and, I mean, an abundance of 8 hearts in pretty good shape.
Yeah, despite his best efforts, he
Yeah, he-
has 8 hearts.
Yeah, he tried, and getting another quarter heart there. There's a real risk of a second row of hearts showing up here by the end of this.
Yeah,
It would be tragic.
it would be. So let's see. Going back in.
Yeah, we're going back in because we still need the Fire Rod and possibly the Gravity Suit and possibly, other things. Ace might be going on a bit of an adventure here. We'll see how this all works out, but
Yeah, part of the joy of SMZ3 is there is so much game left that it's very likely to have your opponent finish and you're not even in go mode because there's just so much ground to cover.
yeah, I definitely file that under the joy of SMZ3. That's the part that makes me feel the best, is when my opponent finishes and I'm not in go mode. But no, it's very often these races will end up with one runner, 15, 20 minutes ahead of the other. But
Yeah.
very often, I mean, these were very compelling races until pretty late stages. And that spring ball there for Ace is going to be good for him when he gets to Dragon. That'll mean he won't have to do the Crystal Flesh escape Dragon. He'll be able to grapple jump out and then spring ball jump out of the Precious Room. I had to think of the name of it because it's a dumb room name that's rooted in archaic Super Metroid SRL lore.
Yeah.
But Super Metroid room names,
ball.
sometimes you gotta dig a little deep.
Yeah. Spring ball is nice.
It's not Gravity Suit, and it's definitely not Fire Rod. So.
Yeah.
That said, I don't think, other than doing Eastern here, it's going to be that long before Ace goes to Swamp, because Swamp and Pod were by far the two most attractive options.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was saying that it's possible to not be in go mode when your opponent finishes, but in this case, Swamp is such an obvious play.
Yeah. Okay, I guess Ace got the item count and said, yep, everything else is dungeon items. I've got my second shield. Feel safe now.
Yeah.
I can go to Eastern. Even if blind is here, I can block the fireballs. Yeah, MM2 is going to do this Turtle Rock play, is delaying the Meridia play until after potentially free rolling all of these checks that you hit in go mode. And we never needed that Ether Medallion, as it turns out. It was just Quake. Quake was... Where was Quake again?
Brinstar. Bombos and Quake
Bombos was in Edikun's area, and then Quake was somewhere else in Brindley.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly where, but that sounds right.
Yeah.
They're pretty early. So very unlikely that either runner would have missed either of those things. And Ace is...
He's going to have a lamp to light his way through this room.
Yeah, going to have a little bit faster of a back of Eastern, at least in the dark room, on account of that lamp.
And nice, M2 gets the early hook shot to the torch there.
Yeah, it's a little tricky to do, and is just gonna use that half magic and Can of Burna, walk on through, and then is gonna mirror out, which is a nice approach so far. Nothing too much here in Turtle Rock, but does get a missile pack. I believe his ammo's already in pretty good situation, especially with Ice Beam already.
Yeah, you know, I hadn't thought about ammo for a single moment. So I hope that's okay.
We know Ace skipped a few more missile packs, but I think that MM2 had 55 supers and north of 60 missiles last I checked, so he should 100% be in, very good ammo go mode situation. I don't even think we'll need to be considering a missile refill for Dorian, but we'll see how it all winds up when he goes back to Super Metroid, but at worst, he'll be able to do it with a refill. I think the same is true of Ace, but I'm not 100% certain. Is getting a little bullied here by the Chomps. They do bite very hard. And there will be an anti-fairy in the next room, and we'll probably see him pick up some number of hearts here. Maybe not.
Yeah.
There's another anti-fairy in the next room as well. Maybe we'll see him pick up some number of heart now. There's 4 anti-fairies in a very soon coming room here through this tube, and there will be a very real chance that he will not miss all of them with the powder.
Ace is in Hype Cave, presumably gonna head to Swamp after this.
Yeah,
and find a Fire Rod.
Yep. Oh, we got 2. There's not a song about that success rate, of which I'm aware, but it's not particularly bad to get 2 out of the 4.
All right, so we're gonna skip the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah. Steal the key. We'll see if MM2 hedges in big chest routes here or not. Most players are just going to turn to the right here, and looks like that's what MM2 is doing, and risk the 3%er on laser bridge. Sometimes things go great and you just get a small key and crystal roller and you never touch laser bridge. Although we might see him dig out laser bridge anyway. Just looking for gravity, or
I think that's a very reasonable play for gravity in particular, because it just saves so much time.
Yeah. Gravity is really the most relevant item here. Has speed for Torian.
Yeah.
Charge beam would not be awful.
It would be a faster mother brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could save 20 seconds and stand up.
That's true as well.
Would also with X-ray make for a faster Dragon via microwave. Although he doesn't have spring ball, so he still has to crystal flash.
Yeah.
It's unusual how quickly behind that lower Norfair play Go Mode just like fell into our laps, because it was really, you go to lower Norfair, you get your mitts out of Mire area, you take those mitts immediately to Dark Death Mountain, you get your grappling beam, which you need to do Dragon, you get your space jump that you need to go get your hammer, and then you take all of this package of stuff and you go to Swamp and you get your Fire Rod. So worked out really nicely. MM2 getting bullied by the mini Helma more than he did by the big Helma, actually. But gets through it. Another opportunity at anti-fairy here, but he's feeling good. Probably going to grab the heart and the magic decanter here. Nope, just the magic decanter.
And we're going to see the Trinex.
Yeah.
Here?
I think most things in Trinex on Blue Mail hit for 3 hearts, so I thought he might take the heart there just to have an extra hit to give. But I'm sure he's got things under control.
Yeah, he does still have
Question
a
mark?
blue potion.
Okay, yeah, that's... Oh yeah, he bought 2 blues early, so... And he's gonna take that bite for 3, but now he's safe from the head here, and I wouldn't go for the double spin here because you're gonna end up on ice, but
Yeah, this looks pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, not getting the double.
yeah, he just wanted to get knocked back toward the left there and stay off that ice floor, which was a good safe approach to it. Didn't lose much time at all.
Yeah, very nice. The fastest thing to do in Link to the Past is often not dying.
Yes. Especially when you haven't gone outdoors in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Definitely not die is greatly advisable, because going back through that dungeon without boots it's slow.
Yeah.
You have to do things like ride cutscene tubes.
Yeah.
You don't want that. We know that he has that amount of time right now. Ace did get his Fire Rod, is also in go mode, just is in a situation where he's pretty strictly behind.
Yes.
So gonna be, we need some sort of Dragon disaster here, which is pretty unlikely. Now MM2 isn't going to do Ganon to end up, or maybe he is going to do Ganon and end up on the Pyramid. Sorry, I thought he's just doing it from the Flute 5, which is the fastest way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This also might be going to the back Meridia, but I'm going to guess it's going to Ganon.
Yeah. I think you want to just go ahead and do Ganon.
I mean, you've got half magic, you're just full from having done a dungeon. There's no risk of, like, losing health swimming over the miserable Ice Palace overworlds. Oh,
there is risk of walking into a Moblin, though.
I'm just going to shut my mouth.
I wonder if we'll see a Pyramid Ledge check.
Maybe.
That would be very funny if there was gravity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth doing. It's kind of a free roll. I probably would have maybe grabbed that heart. I don't know. It's just $20, so no gravity. But Ace
going toward Meridia.
He's headed toward Dragon, and I mean, this is the fastest time to do it. It does have the spring ball, so there are fewer things he would reasonably want to get.
M2 going for the 1-on-1 phase 1 and 2 1 cycles.
Yeah.
For Ganon. Looks like I think he got it. Yeah. Very nice.
Pretty clean 1-on-1. The warps are randomized here, so they're not seeded, so we'll see. He may make up some time, may lose some time. We'll see how this goes, but Ace is into the back of Meridia. We know that this is honestly probably the right call given everything that we know about the seed. Just because we know that gravity has not shown up on the path. 150 for Ace is the ammo situation, which is sufficient. MM2 setting up for some Fire Rod triples here on Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for... Oh, never mind. He's just going for full triples.
Yeah.
You can just kind of hang around the bottom there and just wait for Ganon to warp to the bottom half. And go for triples. 3 out of 4 triples, I think it's called. I like to do that.
Yeah, bottom triples are a lot more forgiving because you don't have to risk like racing for top right pig here.
Yeah. And Ganon's down. We got a sword up. We have one boss down. We're gonna go now straight to. Oh, we're gonna go to Dragon first.
Yeah. Gotta go to Dragon and get back out from Meridia. And then we have to do Torian. But, I mean, this is going to be a very good time for 774 from MM2. Like we said, it was such an early go mode that, I mean, this is possibly 2.0x, which is a gross fast time for 774, especially without boots and without gravity suit.
Yeah.
So it's not like the game just handed him everything, but it did just hand him go mode at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a super fast time for these settings.
Yeah.
We do have Ace and Dragon here. Going to go for that grapple kill.
Yeah, nice quick grapple.
Very nice.
And, yep, turning off Spring Ball. So that makes the unmorphing for the grapple jump easier. And then also, a nice first try there for the 2 bounce. And then also sets him up to do the spring ball jumps that he's going to need to escape. So very quick and adept suitless Dragon here from Ace. Although he did stunt that jump a little bit.
Yeah. And we're going to see different strats from him too. This, in my opinion, is much harder. It's kind of dangerous. You can screw up. He actually needs to farm supers.
Yeah. So he's got grappling beam to do that farm. So we might see him go farm. I think it's... Are they... Zebs over here? that doesn't sound right. I don't know what the pool enemies are over here. They're not Zebos. I don't think they're Gamuts. We'll see what's coming out of here, or maybe we won't.
I think they're frogs.
They're definitely frogs.
Yeah.
My canon enemy nomenclature is not great. We are going to see what these are. They have a bad super drop rate, but it's better than not having enough supers when you get over to Dragon's area.
Following these Moctroids around trying to farm.
Yeah. The Moctroids are platforms. They're not super drops in this. And Ace has made it out. Done a nice job. MM2 turning his ice beam on. Doesn't need the ice beam here. Nice handling of that up until that part. Again, I really just... I mean, my whole purpose being here is to talk, but I should not talk about some things, I guess. But,
yeah, I like this little grapple climb in that room. It's lots of fun. Yeah. And the space jump just really shines in this room. It's so much faster.
Oh, yeah.
And easy and safe. I'm really hoping that we see an uncharacteristic save from MM2 here. And it looks like we're not going to.
Nope.
So you can die here. You can also just run out of ammo.
This is a lot. That is a lot of Moctroids.
Yeah, and mm2's actually got a big lead here. I think he would be okay if he died, but it would put him at the ship without a save. It just
Yeah,
would be a longer time to get back.
Yeah, the game did save the state. It does actually record the Ganon kill when you end up on the pyramid, and then when you transitioned between games, it saved again. So,
Yes.
you know, there's not a risk of losing a bunch of progress here, but there is a risk of it being wildly inconvenient to get back. And how many reserves does M2 have? Looks like 1. And so,
So
you want to explain a little bit about what we're about to see here?
yes, so M2 is gonna go for a Crystal Flash, and he wants to get grabbed by Dragon during the Crystal Flash. And when that Crystal Flash animation is interrupted, it actually puts Samus into a state where she has a stored Shine Spark. And the only problem with that is it's very hard to do the grapple escape with the stored Shine Spark. So I assume we're going to see him to actually do another thing to convert that stored spark into what's called a blue suit, where you basically just have blue echoes, but you can also spark, but you can move normally. It's kind of a lot, but he gets the Crystal Flash interrupted there, so he now does have the stored Shine Spark. You can't really tell. And what he's going to do to convert this into a blue suit is get grabbed during the Shine Spark wind-up animation. That's going to give him the blue suit, which you will be able to tell if he gets that, because he'll have the little blue echoes. And he did not get it there, so he's going to just shake out and try this again. And turning on the very, so that's very wise. Yeah, so once we get this blue suit, what we're going to do is grapple jump out, and there we go. Gets converted to the blue suit. We're going to have a dead Dragon. And we're just going to go mosey on over, grapple jump out, and then we're going to use this blue suit to just activate a spark and spark out a precious room. Very nicely done.
All those RBO reps paying off.
Yeah.
And this, you know, is not a particularly safe thing to do, but with appropriate practice, it can be very consistent. Although MM2, each of those Dragon cycles did have a 50-50 chance of the goop or swoop cycle, at least after the initial one. And he got some pretty rough RNG and was down to his last power bomb there. So it was looking a little sketchy,
Yeah.
but he waited it out patiently and did a really good job.
Yeah, very nicely done. That's why I would have saved. But, I mean, this is finals. Stakes are up. So I see the respect for his opponent with not saving there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to feel very reasonable about the route that you had for this seed if you're MM2.
Definitely.
Wide open Dark World. Now, there weren't a lot of choices that looked good, but, I mean, you really, like, you dodged Dipping Desert, which we saw Ace do. You had that bow very early, so you single-dipped Eastern. I mean, all those little things have added up.
Yeah. And you really barely touched Dark World. That's very above average for
Yeah, I mean,
these seeds.
the way to get these sorts of times on these seeds is often skip an entire map region. Like, don't go to front of Meridia, don't go to Upper Norfair, don't go to Dark World. I mean, that's a pretty rare one, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the loadout hasn't been the coziest. It's been kind of a bit of a slog in terms of actually moving around and doing stuff. But being able to skip basically all of Dark World and skip all of front of Meridia, I mean, that converts to a good time like this as long as you can pull it off. And I mean, that's what we've seen from MM2 in both the semis and in the finals, is the ability to handle the low loadout situations. And Ace has also done quite well, and Gamma did pretty well also in the semis. But MM2 just has a lot of reps at sort of these very exotic, somewhat rando-specific loadouts that also come up in some of the more challenging Super Metroid categories.
Yeah, definitely. And MM2 is actually finished without either's, or the last race he finished without Varia in the semis versus Gamma. This race without Gravity. So showing off those skills, it's very impressive.
Yeah. 2 suits, different suits in each race.
Yeah. And Ace pulling off the Dragon gravity skip as well. It's not really all that common to get those seeds, so it's nice to see that in this tournament.
We'll see if mm2 switches over to missiles at any point. Yeah, he's gotten really terrible super drops, but left a super there in the last drop pack for that Moxroid pack. I would be using missiles here in this room. Okay. And, okay, we got up to 51. That's notably better than 46.
Yeah.
It's still, he got pretty bad Metroid drops there in Torian.
Yes. With 105 missiles, you really have a good amount of leeway.
Yeah, so each super missile can be compensated by 3 missiles. And so, in order to kill Mother Brain 2, he's going to need 60 missiles worth of damage, so he'll need another 27 in missiles. He'll need 30 missiles for Mother Brain 1, but that gives him, you know, order of 50 missiles extra between handling doors and glass and things like that.
Pretty decent size buffer, I'd say. And we did miss the baby escape. Got a little bit blocked by the lag enemies, but no big deal.
Yeah. Ace is in double pokies here. Also going to stay indoors in Turtle Rock, and ooh, just threads by that roller there. I believe that would have hit for 4 hearts, maybe 3 actually. Yeah, we're on blue mail. It looks like various suit. Oh, only 2 hearts. Okay.
All right, well, here we go into Zep Skip. Ammo does matter here for MM. He doesn't want to miss a whole lot.
He has, you know, about 50 missiles worth of leeway, though, so this is pretty safe.
You'd have to miss a lot.
He'd have to have it go, like, unprecedentedly bad.
Yeah.
And it does not look like it's headed in that direction here. You'd have to miss upwards of 30 missiles or 10 supers here, which I don't know that... I mean, I'm sure I've seen someone miss that many shots at some point, but I don't believe any experienced player. So, as far as damage, now that was 1 super, missed 2 supers, but... yeah, here he's in a good rhythm. Mother Brain's pretty stationary and should be into catch-up here soon. Which actually is a little bit safer. And he's just going to damage down. So just having various suit will take 300 from the Rainbow Beam, but then you know, does take more physical damage from Mother Brain, so only damage down to 119 there. When with both suits you'd want to be at 100 or below. So good game knowledge. And Ace is on to Trinex. All said, you know, not far behind.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that made a difference. I think the biggest standout one was not going to Swamp first in Dark World.
Yeah.
But also Ace went to Deserts, didn't get the bow early.
Yeah, the double dip Eastern, going into Desert, you know, just a few little things here and there.
Yeah.
MM2 played very well, didn't give up a lot of room for Ace to catch up on what was a pretty straightforward path. They both cleared a lot of the same things, but everything they did was reasonable, and we didn't see a lot of aggressive skips on either side.
Yeah. Very well played.
Yeah, and this should finish up in the 209 range.
That's very fast.
Which is very, very fast.
Yeah.
For 774, even for fast cannon.
Yeah.
I think it may be the fastest time in this tournament. Probably.
It's the fastest I know of.
Yeah. Usually if you see something that's, in the mid to even high 220s, those are very good times.
Yes.
But, skip all the Dark World and is what you get.
Oh, yeah.
But Ace is heading over to kill Ganon, and just has to do Ganon and Torian, so we'll be in Ganon probably when MM2 finishes here. So all said and done, 7-8 minutes behind. That's pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's a decently close race. There really wasn't all that much that they did differently. I mean, for the first hour, they did almost the exact same things.
Yeah. So, I mean, shouts to Ace. Knocked me out of this. Also knocked me out of the, or beat me at least in the online tournament. Didn't knock me out of SGL online, but beat me in an SMZ3 tournament recently. Not this one here. With, I think it was a 214 to 217 or something, where I was like, okay, my pace is pretty good, and Ace just, put out an even more stellar pace. Just, those things happen, and you just say, well, sometimes that's the way it's gonna break.
Yeah. All right. And once we're on the ship here, we have our SMZ3 SGL champion, GG MM2.
2:08:44. That is a good time there.
Yeah, that's very nice. See if we can get some interviews here in a moment.
Yeah.
We'll probably
Let's
let them get in the middle here.
Yeah, the camera is going to take me out of frame pretty quickly here, so maybe I'll move these chairs back over, and we'll see if we can't get these guys in here to chat a little bit about the experience. For now, we're going to sit really wide, and we're going to, prominently feature on his phone known SMZ3 gamer Flip Heel. Hi, Flip. You're now featured. While we wait for Ace and MM2 to get on in here.
Yeah, that was a nice race. I'm glad it was quick.
Yeah, I am too, because it's pretty late here. We started a little later than what we thought the schedule would be, and the bot giveth today, and then we got a nice speedy one. We didn't have a 3-hour slog of a seed. So.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That'll give us and our runners a little bit more time to celebrate with everyone this evening, which is good. Yeah, this was a very, very well played race on both ends. Not a lot to say there, but 208, 208X, yeah, really, really nice.
Yeah. All right, you guys want to grab some microphones?
Yeah. Come on in, gamers.
Yeah. Well, first off, GG's to Ace. Well played.
Thanks, GG's MM2.
Thank you. Yeah, that was one of the seeds of all time.
Yeah. I mean, as it turns out, skipping all of the front of Meridia and basically all of Dark World leads to finishing quickly.
Yeah.
Apparently.
As they say.
Yeah.
Just skip the things where the items aren't.
Yeah, just skip like half the game, and then you can be fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Seed kind of like played itself. Like early game, I was a bit worried just because it wasn't super clear, but I got the mirror, took it up mountain, got the glove, did Eastern because it's a crystal, got Morph, and I was like, okay, let's go play SM, do Brinstar, do Rex Ship, do Norfair, do East Death Mountain, because I'd rather do that than Norfair with LN open, but it really sucks. Then you do Bubble Mountain, Croc, LN, get your stuff, then Dark Death Mountain's right there, and then then it's like just pick the right crystal, and I picked the right crystal. So then it kind of played itself.
Oh, did you not full clear pod then?
Nope. God brought it. God.
That's a big time save there. Yep.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
spring ball.
Oh, nice. What was the icing back a pod?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit worried doing Dragon, and I like almost ran out of power bombs, but I had the X-ray for the backup. So if I really needed to, I could grapple kill and then grapple jump and then X-ray climb out if I really needed to. But yeah, that would have not been great.
Yeah, that was really well played with the Dragon, both of you with the Suitless Dragon.
Nice.
Yeah. You got a ton of swoops, but you handled it really patiently, especially with the last power bomb. So
Yeah. Yeah, I laid the last one. I was like, this better be it.
But by the time you laid the power bomb, it was apparent you were on a goop cycle. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like, I've done it 1,000 times. I trust myself to do it without a save. And if I botch it, then, well, I botch it, and that's how it goes.
yeah. And so, I mean, you sort of dialed into one of the big divergences was Ace made the choice to go to pod first, having not finished Eastern. You also had the bow early from having done the Dark Old Man rescue, whereas Ace had been in Eastern early and ended up with a full Eastern double dip.
Yeah.
And then also had gone into desert when before Meyer and getting those mitts.
Okay.
So he didn't know about the easy mitts reaccess thing. So.
Yeah. Did you have did you have lamp when you were doing Meyer from Ellen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I was considering doing desert first, but I was like, this is like, do crystals before pendants, just like general rule of thumb. Like I was really considering doing doing desert after Meyer as well, but it's like at that point I have all of Dark World and I know where Hammer is, and I'm looking for Space Jump and Fire Rod, and like maybe something for Meridia. But if Space Jump pops, I can do it. It just sucks. Yeah. So I was like, this is, and I also have easy access back to desert, so it's pretty good EV to skip it there, I think.
Yeah. With all of Dark World in logic, with going through Meridia early, I wasn't sure if either of you were contemplating the option of just churning through Aga to get to it.
I
opposed to
was.
LN.
I actually I think I either like stayed on the pause menu or like fluted or something to Link's house. I know I like started moving towards that, and then I ended up just deciding against it, and I was like, no, I have to do LN here. Like, it's not the best because I didn't want to like use all my supers on GT and then have to farm up supers that's really slow just to go to Ridley. I didn't want to have to make the decision on desert yet, especially without boots. But I was like, I was missing I think one medallion too, so even Meyer could have been like inaccessible. And I know that like was a big divergence in our race, was like I had access to everything in the Meyer area when I got there, and that ended up saving me a ton of time. So I was thinking like I want to put it off, but like I kind of can't. Aga's just too slow, especially without boots to even try and get something on Lumberjack after.
Yeah, once the flippers and hook shot were both known in logic, I was thinking, okay, well that's all of Dark World basically. There's just so many checks there.
Yeah.
The volume against Lower Norfair seemed attractive to me when I was looking at the seed. But so if it turns out that it is suitless Meridia access or Aga access is sort of a fork to the same set of items, it seemed not unreasonable to just be proactive about Aga. But you both ultimately ended up doing the LN call, which turned out to be very much the right call in this seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was considering after I was like, LN is pretty good. I'm comfortable doing this on this loadout, especially after Plasma popped.
Yeah.
I was probably going to do it anyways, even if Plasma didn't. But Plasma was like, okay, this is pretty much what I really want to do. If that hadn't popped, I was kind of considering getting a blue suit from Pre-Cathedral with R mode because I had X-Ray in reserve at the time, and then taking that into suitless Meridia, full clearing the front except for sand pits, killing bot twin and going to Dark World, because the blue suit would have let me get Main Street and Aqueduct and not have to orphan those.
Yeah, I also kind of assumed that you would have prioritized Lower Norfair, and I was thinking like my better option against you in the matchup would be like also do Lower Norfair, even though mine's going to be slower than yours. You just have a lot more experience in SM and just cleaner movement. But I was thinking like if you get something there that helps that Dark World or prevents the Aga, like, and I miss it, then it's GG. Like it's pretty much over for me already. But if I do it a little bit slower and fall behind, and then there's divergence and Link to the Past later, I have a big chance to catch up. If there's progress in anything out of the way and I check it, or everything's on past, and you full cleared the slow overworld, just to be thorough and efficient with like full clearing, I could make up that time. But it ended up we both, from that point on, mostly stuck to the path, and it was free.
Yeah, kind of. It's big difference I felt like aside from the early game, you having double dip Eastern was just pick the right crystal, and then mine turned out to be correct. I chose Swamp because Hype Cave was right next to it, despite me like almost forgetting it. Like I started walking down, I was like, wait, what am I doing? But I chose Swamp over Pod because I wanted to just get through Swamp, because outside of left side Swamp, which I was planning to orphan like all the time, unless it was 3 items, I think. It's like pretty fast to go mode, whereas Pod, it's just pretty volatile how you go mode it or not. So I wanted to do Swamp on the off chance that the item was in Swamp, and then do Pod probably next. So yeah,
Well, that definitely worked out
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
-1 with all of Dark World, although there's really only 2 compelling options, and then all of Meridia. I mean, that's a scary spot.
It really,
in. Yeah.
It's just terrifying. Like, there's all this green on my tracker, and only one has the thing I need.
Yeah. And there's no workarounds for Fire Rod, right? Like you
Yep.
just
Nope.
got to find that one piece.
Yep.
And you both got to it pretty quickly, but MM2, your choice was go directly to it after Hype Cave, which
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
when Fire Rod dropped there, did you just say, okay, well, like this is about as good as it could reasonably have gone?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, yeah,
130
yeah.
something go mode.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a timer. I didn't know what time I was at. Like, I was like, this is roughly 120, 130-ish. It felt like that, but I had no clue what time it actually was. But I was like, yeah, this is pretty much ideal. I don't think it could have reasonably gone better.
And I guess, Ace, how did you feel about when you hit the Fire Rod?
I didn't really know. Like, I just kept poring over, like, from that point on, like, what could MM2 have missed? Like, this feels really good, and it's hard to hit a much better route, but, like, it also seemed hard to do much worse in this seed. Like, if you're experienced at the game like MM2 is, I was like, what could he have missed? Like, could he have missed Bow somehow? Did he maybe not do Croc and miss the flippers? Flippers would be kind of a big one.
Yeah.
I thought that was probably my best out at that point.
For sure, yeah. Flippers were the thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And then maybe doing East Death Mountain, like not doing Norfair before East Death Mountain, not having Lamp and then choosing not to commit to Mire and missing your mitts because you didn't do that. I feel like that was the other one, but yeah. There weren't many ways you could screw this one up majorly. But yeah. I will say I have not gotten boots in my last 2 SMZ3s, and they've also both been sub 230, so that's kind of saying something. This is maybe no boots as fast.
You know, so far this week for all of my races, all the SMZ3s I've gotten both boots I've won, all the SM dashes I got all the boots I won, but when I don't get all the boots I don't win.
Boots are good.
They're important.
Yeah.
They help me a lot.
I like boots.
I had the boots though.
It is
All
fun.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say. Thanks to Bress and Maniacal for commentating this one. Thanks to Ms. Metroid and Tracy for organizing. Thanks to all the Speedgaming Live staff for putting this awesome event on. I've honestly had a blast. Been a great time. And of course, GG's to my opponent Ace and everybody I've faced. It's been one of the tournaments of all time for sure.
We gonna see you back next year?
That's the hope.
Okay.
No promises, but I'll try my best.
Yeah. Ace?
Yeah, I'll just want to echo everything that MM2 said. It's great to be here. I know this isn't my first SGLIVE, and I don't expect it to be my last. It's great hanging out with everybody and competing. It's such a great group of people here, and it's nice, like, even seeing different people in different games. Like, we had a matchup in the SM Dash, we matched up here, and it's fun to do that in person, especially, and like, I don't know, it's just great, and it's wonderful that this is a thing that can happen.
Yeah, it's nice that we've made it back to the space where we can gather in person and play games seated across a table as opposed to just through race time or SRL or anything, SRTV. any of the numerous platforms that we have tried to make this work on over the years.
Yeah, well, I believe we may have some trophies to hand out for our champion and our runner-up So
Yes. So starting with Ace, on behalf of Speedgaming Live and our staff group, we'd like to congratulate you as the SMZ3 Combo Rando second place tournament winner. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you.
And MM2, here's your first place. Congratulations as our SGLIVE 2023 SMZ3 Combo Randomizer first place winner.
Thank you. GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
all right. Well, congrats MM2. Congrats Ace. That was a wonderful race. We are now done with Speed Gaming Live for this
Well,
year.
wait, is this FF? No, FF1's still going.
Oh, it's
Oh,
yeah.
never
'Cause-
mind.
Yeah, because we had like the fastest seed of all time.
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
thought
A
it was
little
going to
ahead of
be.
schedule.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna end it, but no, FF1 decided to not also be the fastest seed of all time.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll let FF1 close it down then.
All right.
Indeed. Well, I don't know if FF1 has a funny phrase they say at the end of like races and restreams, but yeah.
Yeah, we can say our.
The funny line. See you next mission.
See
That's
you
the
next
one.
mission. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one.
See you next mission.
We will see you next mission. Thank you for watching.